Hey yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. And yes, I apologize, I'm a day late when these banners have just been announced. The reason why I'm a bit late was I was waiting for Nilo's character demo and I was slightly expecting it to come out today. Turns out they didn't upload it. I think it's gonna be like tomorrow, so I'll upload my reaction, of course, as always, to the new stuff they always post. But for now, let's talk about the banners that they posted yesterday, as well as the weapon details that they just posted. That's the only thing they posted today, so let's get into it real quick. Of course, before we get started, everything I'm about to discuss here is all about for those in terms of meta, or I guess who cares more for like your primo gem value, like if this character is worth for your account or if this character is not worth for your account. But for now, if you have no relevance to any of that, then just go for the character that you like. Okay, let's talk about Nilo and then Albedo. So Nilo, she's a very interesting character. I think her kit has to be one of my personal like intriguing kits that I've seen the most. It's very interesting, and that is also the slight downside to it. So the reason is not because of her kit itself, it's more of like the passive. This passive makes her restrictive in terms of team compositions. If you want this passive to work, which basically for those who doesn't know, it's called Bountiful Cores, which is basically the same thing as whenever you cause Bloom Reaction, you get the Dendro Cores, but Bountiful Cores is basically a buffed version of it. So it explodes faster. Instead of waiting for 6 seconds to explode, it explodes faster, causes Dendro damage, AoE is bigger, and I'm assuming it also does a lot more damage. So yeah, that's basically it. And in order for you to have this passive on, as always, you need to have Dendro and Hydro characters only in your team party. But you need at least one Dendro and one Hydro character. So that is a slight downside, because especially since we only have like currently 3 Dendro characters. But keep in mind, we are getting one more Dendro character, which is already confirmed to be coming in the future. I guess for those who really want to try some unique team composition for Bloom specifically, like if you enjoy Bloom, then I think Nilo's going to be a pretty solid pickup. She's going to make Bloom pretty fun. And she's also going to be a solid carry as well. She can do Hydro damage on field, or you can have that Hydro aura surrounding her off field. She has like many options you play her for her elemental skill, which is why I like her. It's kind of pretty cool. And then for her burst, it's probably one of my favorite animations in the game. It's just really nice. It causes AoE Hydro damage, also gives like a marking to your opponents, which is more Hydro application. Overall, Nilo, I mean, look, she's not even in the game yet, so it's hard to say if she's going to be strong or not. But if I were to be honest, though, although Nilo's like one of my favorite characters in the game, I don't think she's going to be like for everybody. So Nilo is a very, very niche character, and I would only pull for her if you really like Nilo and you're willing to dedicate the characters for her. Also, another thing is like I feel like she's one of those type of characters that have like expensive team comps. So like, what I mean by expensive is they require 5 stars. So like probably Kokomi would be the best partner for her, since she's the only Hydro healer that is a 5-star. That is also consistent. Also has very good Hydro application. And you know, we only have like a couple of Dendro characters that you can use, like Dendro MC or Kale. Tainara you can't really use that well, because his is more of a equip swapping kind of play style. And yeah, that's about it. We don't have a single Dendro healer or Dendro shield, nothing. So this team composition for Nilo as of right now is pretty limited. If you're expecting Nilo to be really good, I would probably lower a bit your expectation, because again, we just don't have too much Dendro characters right now. But once we start getting more Dendro characters in the character roster, I have a feeling that Nilo and a lot of other characters who relies on Dendro reaction, like Sino for example, will definitely get more and more used, and you know, I guess a lot more popular. So yeah, overall, I mean, look, Nilo's adorable. I mean, if you want to go and get her, then I don't blame you, man. Alright, up next, we got Albedo. He's your classic off-field Geo DPS, and that's pretty much about it. His off-field damage is actually pretty good, especially since he's got a major buff. Basically, what I mean by that is, for those who participated in the 2.3, I think it's 2.3 patch, where he had his own personal weapon available as an event-exclusive weapon. And I guess for those who missed out, you still can use Harbinger of Dawn. But the whole point is he's very free-to-play friendly. He's very easy to build. Stack him up with defense, and he's going to be really strong. And he gets even better with mainly Geo mono team composition. So that's like with Ito or Noelle, and then with Goro, and then Albedo. And you can have either another Geo character, or you can probably have a flex slot in there. I personally like Albedo a lot. He's very simple. You plant his elemental skill, and then you just swap out, and then that's it. But I guess for those who doesn't really care about Albedo, or for those who doesn't have any other Geo characters, I would probably skip, to be honest. Because Albedo by himself, he's okay. But Albedo with like certain team comps, he can be pretty solid. He's also gotten pretty useful recently with his passive where in his burst, while you cast it, you gain 125 elemental mastery to your party members, which is very, very relevant for Dendro reactions. So you can pair him up with a lot of Dendro team comps because, you know, since he's Geo and Dendro does not have a single reaction to each other, so they won't interrupt. Albedo's very good, very free to play friendly. You can't really go wrong with him unless you just have him as your Geo character. Then he's gonna feel slightly eh. If you're in a position where you need another sub DPS for Geo, Albedo's pretty good. He's probably the best option for that. Okay, so let's talk about the 4 stars. Xiangling is already free to everyone. You have to beat Spiral Abyss at floor 3, I think. And once you use Obtain, she's probably one of the most powerful, arguably one of the best pyro DPSs in the game. She's just really good. She applies so much pyro. Also, her AoE and her constant power damage is pretty nuts. She's also very free to play friendly. Her best in slot weapon is also free to obtain for everyone, although it does cost her sanity. But you know what? It's worth it because Xiangling's damage is pretty strong. And then you pair her up with Vaporize Team Comp specifically, she's going to hit insanely hard. You're going to beat literally everything in the game. So Xiangling, very good. Especially with more constellations, she gets even better. She's really strong. Beidou, she's very good as well. Mainly, I think the more constellations you get for Beidou, I think she does get a lot stronger. So like mainly C1 and C2 is pretty nice. Like C1 you get a shield from her burst, and then C2 gives you 2 additional targets once you cast it, which basically means that you can cause more AoE electric damage, which is very, very strong. It's a massive difference for Beidou, and Beidou also is pretty relevant since she is Electro, and you know, we're all pretty aware of that Electro has kind of gotten an indirect buff with the new Dendro reaction. And yeah, Beidou is really good, but we got Barbara. Barbara's also free, and I think you do get her once you complete one of the Archon quests, I think. And yeah, she's okay. Like in terms of like what her role is, she's a Hydro healer. You could also say she's kind of like a Walmart version of Kokomi, although I would argue not, because Kokomi and Barbara are kind of different. Although yes, sure, they do heal, but Barbara and Kokomi's roles are slightly different. So yeah, I guess you could say Barbara's slightly a cope version of Kokomi if you really need it for Nilo comp specifically, since you know you're likely need healing right for that team. Then you can definitely use Barbara, but other than that, like, you know, Barbara's already free. Xiangling's also free, and I personally would skip these 2 banners. And here's the reason why. It's not like these banners aren't bad, it's just that we have potentially a new character that's going to be right after this patch, which is like 2 weeks from now. And she's the Dendro Archon, Kusanali, aka Nahida. She has an Archon status. She's likely going to be very strong in terms of combat. Who knows? All we have to do is wait till the official announcement for the live stream and hold on to your Primo Gems. Wait until the official announcements for the live stream and whatever banners are coming up in the next patch, because you may want to save your Primo Gems in case there are some good, you know, characters coming up as well. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on the new banners. Let's talk about the new weapon banner. Okay, so this weapon banner, I gotta be honest, like this weapon banner, I did not expect at all. Yeah, this is already a strong weapon banner. So let's talk about the older weapons first, then we can get into the newer weapon details. So we got Sacrificial Bow, which is pretty decent on like support characters like Diana, for example. She's probably like one of my favorite characters to use with this bow since she can cast her shield twice, so that's pretty cool. Dragon's Bane is a EM stat stick, also increases pyro and hydro damage. It's pretty nice, especially with certain characters like Xiangling or Hu Tao. Look, another Xiangling, Polar, and Hu Tao especially, like if with high refinements, it's actually pretty competitive against some 5-star weapons in the game. Yeah, Dragon's Bane is really good. It's gonna be a strong weapon for pyro DPSs. And Pain Slasher. I mean, it's usable, I guess, but like there's better options. I mean, look, you still can cope. Like I've heard you can use this with Vape Diluc or Beidou. This weapon's kind of an L, but other than that, all the other weapons look pretty nice. And of course, J Cutter, which is the reason why this is so smart. They did this because they put one of the strongest weapons right before Nahida, which is the Archon that's coming. So yeah, this is a huge bait. J Cutter, for those who has no idea, it gives the highest amount of crit rate currently as of right now for weapon subsets, which is 44 crit rate, which is very good. And the passive is also pretty universal too. Like you get extra attack percent based on your HP, which is very good. And yeah, this weapon is so strong. It's universally pretty much almost used by anybody. That's how good it is. It's just ridiculous, you know? I guess that's about it for the other weapons. So let's talk about the new weapon details. Okay, so here's Neil's weapon. It is called the Key of Kashat Nisu. Okay, if I'm being honest, I don't know why they gave her this design when they could have given her like I don't know, like, why did they... I get it as a weapon series, but why? They could have just given her, like, her own signature look. It looks kind of ugly, but you know what? That's okay. It is what it is, I guess. Alright, so we have the stats here. The stats are base attack is 542 and 66% HP. Oh my god. Okay, this is definitely the first time we've seen a sword that has HP percent. I think so, right? So, that's kind of unique. Here's the passive. Sunken Song of the Sands. HP increased by another 20%? What the hell? You're getting 80% HP? How much HP does she need? Okay, well, this kind of gives you an idea of how you want to build Nilo, I guess. When an elemental skill hits opponents, you gain the Grand Hymn effect for 20 seconds. This effect increases the equipping character's elemental mastery by 0.12% of their max HP. Okay, you definitely want to stack up HP. This effect can trigger once every 0.3 seconds, max 3 stacks. So you can get up to 0.36% of your elemental mastery based on the max HP, which this effect gains 3 stacks, or when the third stack's duration is refreshed, the elemental mastery of all nearby party members will increase by 0.2% of the equipping character's max HP. Oh, so not only she gets elemental mastery based on her max HP, she also gives elemental mastery to her other party members based on also her max HP. Yeah, this looks good. Here are the weapon materials. I forgot what this is. And this is probably from one of the desert opponents, and then the bandits, right? Bandana. Okay, this weapon is very good for Nilo. However, I mean, well, obviously it's her best in slot. However, this sword sucks on pretty much everybody else. Like, who are you gonna use this on? Actually, you know what? Probably Cookie could use this. I just realized. Probably Cookie, right? Who else can use this? Yeah, Cookie would really like this. It gives extra healing. Also gives elemental mastery based on HP. That's so weird. This could be a viable sword for Cookie Shinobu. I don't know who else could use this sword, though. I don't know. But overall, yeah, this is a very niche weapon for Nilo. It looks very good. Obviously just for Nilo though, but for anybody else, I don't think you would want this weapon. But who knows? I could always be wrong, and they could always release more characters that could probably benefit from this weapon. Okay, here's the next weapon. So we got the Xiphos Moonlight. I don't know if I pronounced it right. Alright, so here we go. Base attack is 510. Elemental mastery is 165. We got the passive Genie's Whisper. The following effect will trigger every 10 seconds. Equipping character will gain 0.03% energy recharge for each point of elemental mastery they possess for 12 seconds. Oh. With nearby party members gaining 30% of this buff for the same duration. Multiple instances of this weapon can allow this buff to stack. This effect will still trigger even if the character is not on field. Oh. This actually... Wait, how does it trigger? Oh, it's every 10 seconds. Oh, this is kind of nice actually. So you'll gain energy recharge based on how much elemental mastery you have by 0.036%. Nearby party members gain 30% of the buff. Okay, well that's probably gonna be very not noticeable. This sword looks actually kind of good. It looks pretty nice. After you get... It's pretty much constant. You're always gaining every 10 seconds energy recharge to your party members based on your character's elemental mastery. So this could be Kazuha's sword, actually. This genuinely could be a really good Kazuha's sword. Oh my god. If this is as good as Favonius, this could definitely be Kazuha's new best in slot. Oh my goodness. Because it also has elemental mastery. Oh my... Dude, this could be a Kazuha weapon. Anybody else who can use this? Oh, Cookie could use this too. Another Cookie weapon. Oh, dude, this is such a good weapon, actually. This just makes, like, support characters really good for this weapon. This sword has a lot of potential, and I really like the passive so far. And I'm hoping the catalyst is similar too. But let's see. Alright, so we got the catalyst. It is called the Wandering Even Star, and it looks pretty nice. Also, same stats. And here we go. Wilding Night Star. This is the passive. The following effect will trigger every 10 seconds. The equipping character will gain 24% of their elemental mastery as bonus attack for 12 seconds. With nearby party members gaining 30% of this buff for the same duration. Multiple instances of this weapon can allow the buff to stack. Yada yada yada. Okay, so this time instead of energy recharge from the sword, it's the same exact passive for this catalyst, except it's for attack. So instead of ER, it's for attack, which is quite nice, based on elemental mastery. But yeah, this looks like a very good weapon for Sucrose. I guess I can't really think of anybody else who would really want elemental mastery as their subset. 24% of their elemental mastery. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. it doesn't seem like there's going to be a cap for this either. So this is going to be very nice for those who's going to stack up elemental mastery. But it's overall pretty strong support weapon. I actually like it. Both Catalyst and the sword looks pretty good so far. And low-key, a bit tempting to pull on the weapon banner because you got J Cutter. You also got these 2 weapons. And the other 4-star weapons are actually pretty good. And they get better with refinements. The only weapon is Nilo's weapon, which is good. Nilo's weapon is good, but only for Nilo as of right now. Maybe Cookie Shinobu. So, what do I think about this weapon banner overall? It is a huge trap. I cannot stress this enough, okay? Let me remind you. Kusanali is going to be after this, okay? Or likely going to be after this. It's not really confirmed yet. But she's likely going to be after this. And, you know, I can already see a lot of players already going to be wailing on this weapon banner. Here's my thoughts, though. This is a good weapon banner if you're a Nilo main. Like, if you're dedicated to make your Nilo stronger, then, you know, you wouldn't mind pulling for this weapon because this weapon is going to be her best in slot. However, you also have a 50-50 chance of getting J Cutter, which is insanely powerful. And you also have a chance of getting these 2 weapons along the way. Oh my, yeah, this is a nice weapon banner. But for free to play, I wouldn't do it. Especially if you're not pulling for Nilo. Do not pull in this weapon banner, okay? Look, these 2 are 4 stars. They will always come back. J Cutter will always come back. And obviously, Neil's weapon will always come back, but, you know, within a different rotation. So, overall, good weapon banner for whales, or very, very dedicated Nilo mains who just does not care about getting characters in the next few patches, potentially. And then, probably a huge trap banner for free-to-play players. Good banners so far. Again, the reason why I emphasize this so much is because Nahida is going to be next. And I know I kept saying this, like, so many times, but it's true. And I don't want everyone to miss out on, like, probably, you know, potentially could be one of the best characters in the game. So, yeah, again, all this is speaking of in terms of meta. And if you don't care about any of that, you just want to get the characters or the weapons that you want, you go for it. This is your premium gems. But that's pretty much everything I have for today. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and also like this video and hit that notification bell for more Genshin content. I'll be posting for more stuff along the way on the channel. I have a lot of videos in plan, so yeah, stay tuned for that. And that is all I got. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Stay epic and peace out.